It appears to be slow on this video only because I have a really crappy camera. Now it just took off. See, that's going real fast, but when I look in this iViewer on the camera, it looks like it's just barely spinning. This is, now it's spinning real fast, but this iViewer makes it look like it's barely crawling. That's funny. Ideally, this thing should be thrown down to the ground. And that sucker is spinning like crazy. You can hear it. It's singing so fast. Here it is, folks. But we just had sustained winds of 20 miles an hour with 30-mile gusts. Here's a seller. I'm about to file for a complaint here. Now we've been emailing. I thought he was, I never thought to even doubt him. He just seemed like a very pleasant person to email, blah, blah, blah. But was it worth $140 to have that conversation? Hell no. It goes on to say in here that it will charge a 12-volt battery. I'm going to prove different. He says, I consider maximum survivable winds to be around 30 to 35 miles per hour. Proof is in the pudding. At 12.59 volts, he was doing 0.1 amps. But earlier today we had sustained winds for all day for between 20 and 30 miles per hour. And you think I could get some voltage out of it? I mean, some amperage? Not a chance. I mean, it was sad. Volts. Look, spinning that fast, it's at 6.25 volts. Spinning that fast, it's at 2.52. It's now down to 0.5 volts. It's windy, you can see it. Alright, now you see it spinning? That's 5.31 volts, 5.94 volts, not one flipping amp. The thing underneath it is amps. It has to get above 12 volt to charge a 12 volt battery. It has to get typically 15 to 19 volts. This never gets over. If it's spinning real fast, it'll get over like to 15 volts, 17 volts even, but it still doesn't make one flipping amp. You think it could, right? Well, it would be, because here, wait, just to put it to the test here, we're going to go to this calculator here online, and we're going to say, I'm going to reset it, we're going to say, okay, what if we're running at 15 volts? And we have 0 amps. Well, how many watts is that? We don't know. You have to have one of the two numbers. Well, he said it was 175 watts, so let's give it that second number. And there you have 175 watts, 15 volts, and what do you think that comes up with? 11.666666 amps. Man, I don't make 1 amp from this thing. Look at that thing spinning. I'm doing 6.33 volts, 7.2 volts. Look at, oh well, it's not spinning real, I mean, it is actually spinning fast. I don't know if this camera is doing this justice either. 6.2 volts. Let's go with his 12 volts. Let's just assume that it's a nominal 12 volts, which is impossible, but let's just say it's running at a standard 12 volts. I would be happy with that number even. You know what I'm saying? I would be happy with half of that number, or a third of that number, or flipping 1 amp of that number, Now, he doesn't reach either one of those numbers, not even half of either one of those numbers, not even 1/3 of either one of those numbers. It's not possible that this could be a 175 watt wind generator. Look, it's spinning. Look what I'm getting for voltage. 10.35. 2 volts. 2.42 volts. Look at that. Spinning. 3.22 volts. This is not acceptable.